it's clear the Indiana Fever are ducking no smoke heading into the 2025 WNBA season. They told us right to our faces with the Now You Know campaign and the Every Game is a Home Game shirts that they understand their place in the sports pecking order and they aren't apologizing for it. Then there's Caitlin Clark, who said the standard is a championship, who always seems to meet or exceed the moment, as she did by shooting beyond her own logo in the Fever return to Iowa. And when she was asked about the pressure going into this season at media availability, she said she wouldn't want it any other way. Then you bring in the vets like DeWanna Bonner, who was flanking her there, who said she's happy to be on her team rather than chase her around, and Stephanie White, a coach with experience. You know you have calming influences. So the Fever are as ready as any team can be to meet the expectations, the standard, the attention that is going to be around them. As far as some of the concerns around the team, I think number one would be Caitlin Clark's injury, or whatever you want to call it. She banged knees at practice yesterday and was limping around, so people were concerned that she was hurt still, and she's still dealing with it, whatever she was dealing with. But that video, if you saw it, was simply just her running into a practice player. Anybody who's ever banged knees seen that before, or has felt that before. This was Clark right after that, so getting some sprints in. And I strongly suspect, very strongly suspect, that she's dealing with some tightness in her quad or something, and not any actual like muscle strain or issue, because I don't think they'd have her out there if she had a calf or a hamstring deal that was limiting her, or that could get re-aggravated. I feel like, it's just like a lingering tightness that she's got going on, and they're trying to maintain it and make sure it doesn't get any worse, and obviously have her 100% ready for the season. But I'd expect her to play in the last preseason game, despite that, considering she's out there on the practice court. Then you have what was said. I just mentioned it. When you talk about the pressure, here is what Caitlin Clark said
We've done.
to that.
There's always expectations and, pressure to perform. And at the end of the day, like, we play basketball because we love it, and we've done it all our life. And I think just reminding ourselves of that, we understand the spotlight. We understand, people expect this team to win, and that's exactly what we want to do for our fans and for this organization. But I think, me personally, like, I wouldn't want it any other way. Like, we get to show up every single night, and there's people cheering for us, and you get to play the game you love. So if there is that pressure, you do feel that pressure, I think that's just something you embrace. Like, that's always what I've tried to remind myself over the course of my career is, you just rise to the occasion because you wouldn't want it any other way.
You wouldn't want it any other way. I mean, look at that. That's somebody who doesn't shy away from everything. You gotta love the way she approaches stuff. And then I mentioned DeWanna Bonner, who was up there with her. This is what DeWanna Bonner had to say about the situation and the team up.
Obviously, she's Caitlin's C. It's a dynamic player, and she just makes everyone around her better. So obviously, being on this side of the ball with her is a lot more fun than guarding her. That's for sure. But she just kind of put everybody in position. We kind of play off her energy and how smart she is around the ball, and just putting people in different places to be successful. So it's just been really fun getting to know her and getting to know her game. And we have a lot of energetic people around and on our team. So just feeding off her energy and her will to win. She wants to win, and that's been really fun. And getting to run around with her is definitely better than chasing her around.
And you forget, you're talking about a legend of the game in DeWanna Bonner there, not some random run-of-the-mill player that's joining up. This is somebody who's going to help a ton on the floor, and from a leadership standpoint, it really probably can't be overstated what DeWanna Bonner is going to bring to the team. Then there was Stephanie White and what she had to say about Caitlin Clark. I mean, I guess these are the kind of questions you get when you have CC on the team, but these responses are very telling as well.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, I think, if you think back to the beginning of last season, there was a lot thrown at Caitlin from day one. New league, new players, everybody's bigger, faster, stronger, new coverages, different kind of depths. And for us as opponents, making everything as difficult as possible for her and on her and trying to wear her down. When you're playing against great players, you're not going to stop them, right? You just have to try to make life as difficult as possible and try to get them to take shots that you want them to take. And so as Caitlin got better, obviously we had to change our strategy and how we defended her. As the team started to get better, I remember, I think we played them 3 times in the first 2 weeks of the season. And, after game 3, it's like everybody just needs to relax. Like they just need some time. They're young, like chill out, let them be, let them grow. Right. And they did. And she did. She's an incredibly hard worker. She's a high IQ player. She's a perfectionist. Like she wants to get better. She lives in the gym. And so you knew that growth was going to take place, and having the opportunity to watch her on a daily basis and how she approaches the work. Like there are work ethics and there are work styles, right? And a work style of not wasting reps, of not wasting time, of being very intentional about a growth process, and very intentional about details. And so you can tell that in the results that she's had throughout her career, but to really see that on a daily basis has been impressive. And of course, it's you want to work with players like that, right? Like part of coaching and part of filling your cup in coaching is not just working with great players and working with great people, but it's how they go to work and how they show up. Like watching them work every day. These guys, this is a competitive group. This is a selfless group. This is a high energy group. That fills our cup every day. And so when you get into those moments where it's really difficult, right, when it's a struggle, because it always is, it's a journey, knowing that you get to go to work with a group of women who are not just great at what they do, who are not just great human beings, but because of how they approach the everyday, they fill you up. I mean, it's just, there's, they've been on a lot of different teams. I've been around a lot of different teams, and there's just no greater compliment than to walk into work every day knowing that you're getting your cup filled.
So the coach is feeling good. And, her perspective is interesting because it comes as an opponent, like she said, right? Like she saw what to do against the Fever, and now she can apply that. She can take those lessons, but also and sprinkle in the improvement in that regard. But just hearing her talk about the vibes or the approach of the team has to be very encouraging. I think that, you got to be concerned. You got to make sure Clark's 100% healthy. We know Kelsey's dealing with the finger injury, but I don't have any concerns about this team's makeup or moxie or talent. And we're now a week away from this highly anticipated WNBA season. We'll be talking about the games on a regular basis again, but I figured it was worth sharing what the coach, the vet, and Cece had to say.